Hello anybody and welcome back to Let's Play Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. In the last episode, we defeated more of the Koopalings, Ludwig and Roy, and in this episode, we are probably going to finish them off as we traverse our way through Bowser's Castle in our efforts to stop Bowletta, and we will be assaulted by booze. Alcohol is bad, kids. The smart thing to do here actually is to just fight the boos and get them out of the way. Mario gets assaulted in the face. Now, the boos have a couple moves, as you might have seen there. When they hit you, they might actually steal one of your moves. Like, if they run into you, like, there they'll just kind of hit you hard, but I haven't really shown it yet. But, well, you might see it if they get to hit me again. These guys aren't very hard to kill, even though they have even though they have super high defense. The main thing to remember is that you want to hit them multiple times. You can hit them as hard as you can, but that will do like 7 damage, maybe. If they make that face, they go after Luigi. If they make another face, they'll go after Mario. However, sometimes they'll just teleport right in front of you, at which point, well, what can you really do? But yeah, they can basically also steal your moves. So that sucks. Otherwise, though, they're not particularly notable, and they kind of have an ugly battle sprite. When I was younger, I made a dark boo coloration of these boo sprites, and they look terrible. We got 3 random slacks because we have the Game Boy Horror, and with that face, they attack Mario. I need to be more careful. I got both of my brothers down really low in their health in that fight. But anyway, yeah, you want to clear out those boos, because if you don't, it's kind of really hard to get over here. Because the only way to stop the boos from getting after you is by looking them in the eyes, and that's really hard to do when there are 3 of them. So, yeah. We also didn't want to destroy that barrel. That was kind of a dumb move on my part, but you kind of think that you don't need a barrel beyond the room that you get it in, so, you know. So we have more Return of the Barrel puzzles, and as said in the last episode, Bowser's Castle is a bit of a final review for all of your moves, as I do believe final dungeons should be, and I actually really like this final dungeon in that regard, and how it's divided up into various sections, each for the Koopalings. Now we like these weird torch things, which opens that door. Bowser set this up. Somebody who engineered this castle had to set that up. And because that was our reintroduction to hand powers, we will be using our hand powers, brothers moves, to squeeze through here. And break some blocks that are here for no reason and because, shut up. That's why. Hitting that button reverses the rolling cylinders the other way. And by doing that, we can squeeze through and try to get to the other side. Now, I think you have to make a pit stop here if you want to do it. I would recommend going through this door and then back out and then coming through here again, because if you get hit by the spikes, you get teleported back to the door that you came into the room from. So you could teleport to the other side and then have to do it the long way around. If you hit this button, that'll reverse it the other way, in case you want to go back without doing the room ahead, which I don't know why you would do that. And this will actually bring us up to Wendy's room. Wendy! The only female Koopaling, and yet the only Koopaling with no hair. Isn't that funny? She just has a big bow. Even Morton Koopa, that's not what I meant to do, even Morton Koopa Jr. has a few strands of hair, whereas Wendy has none. Wendy O Koopa. I think the O is supposed to stand for ocean or something. Anyway, what you have to do is divide up your brothers and set them up with their hammer moves, so that when you hit her with one, you can switch to the other one and just hit her, and then she gets furious because you hit her with 2 hammers, and that was a creepy pose. And we come to another time bomb fight. Like in Super Mario World, she is basically a mirror fight of Lemmy. She will breathe fire at us, which is funny because they don't really... In Super Mario World, the only Koopaling that could breathe fire was Ludwig, so I guess maybe the idea is that they're a little older now? Wendy Koopa, the only female Koopaling, and the only one with no hair, so that's embarrassing for her. She's also usually been ring-themed in her attacks, which we haven't seen yet, but she might do them. She probably will do them, and we're also on a timer, so there's that. Then she'll also do the same move that... Who did? Lemmy did, where she splits up into multiples, and if you hit the wrong one, Spiny pops out. That's a Spiny, not a Sharpie. Good attention to detail there, developers. I really like that. Might be another reason that they included them at all in the Bean Bean Castle sewers. Of course, when you find the real one, the other ones just kind of die. If she I hope she uses her ring moves because those are kind of her signature moves, and they're really hard to avoid, and they do tons of damage. However, she doesn't seem to be doing them, which is kind of annoying. Some Koopalings will move directly in front of you when they breathe fire. Others, like like Wendy, but you can't give a mushroom to somebody at full health, dummy. I'm the dummy, not you. Did I steal from her? I don't remember if I quite did. Yeah, I did. However, that defeats her. And the bomb runs away. Really sad about not getting to see those ring moves. Well, basically, she'll swing rings at you, and they'll hover, and you'll have to jump into the rings, and then she'll try to close the rings in on you, and then you have to jump over them. If they hit you, they'll inflict heavy status on you, so you can't jump over more of them, or at least it's really hard to jump over more of them. I feel bad about not showing those, but maybe I will. Maybe. We'll see. I might figure something out. As for Luigi, I am going to put his points into BP. Because I'm basically kind of indifferent right now that they're level 35. Now that leaves only one Koopa. Wendy is also believed to be the third youngest Koopaling because she was in charge of Waterland in Mario Bros. 3. I forget what singer she's based off of. In the cartoon show, she was the most spoiled Koopaling who got everything she wanted, and she was really annoying. She also wore a skirt in the world version of the cartoon, I guess. Don't want to fight that Boo, so I'm going to avoid him. I don't want to fight you either. So we're going to come up in here, and we're going to want to have Mario in the back, ready in the back. Hit this block. And all that way. But you might be thinking, weren't there walls that were solid in the way? Yep. We're going to break right through all those. Luigi, your poor face. We're going to go up here and hit it. And that will open the door for us. And I think this is actually the shortest... No? I could have sworn that would have been it already, actually. Oh well, in any case, I guess not. No, there's a little bit more. There was actually a gimmick from Joke's End, the penultimate dungeon in the game that they're bringing back here now. I mean, you saw that once in Joke's End, and you're like, okay, is that the all we'll see of this mechanic? The answer is no. With these, you basically have to do as you see. You have to put your control on Mario, jump with Luigi, and then hit both, and then jump up and hit the buttons. Whoop-de-ding-dong-do. And just like in Joke's End, it'll open up a bridge which allows them to get on the same path. I don't think there's a... Okay, then. There's a Hoobine over there. Not that I'm going to get to use it, because after this dungeon, we'll be done. It's so weird to think that we're already... Well, I wouldn't say already coming up on the end of this LP, considering I've been at this for a few months now, but we're almost at the end, guys. We're almost at the very end of this game. Isn't that just weird to think about? I think it is. Anyway, we're going to head up to this path, and I think this might bring us to where we want to go. Yeah, I think it does. This will drop us off in Larry's room. Larry. What are my stats? They're fine. I haven't gotten into any fights. Larry is an interesting Koopaling. And it's interesting that we're fighting him last, but anyway, they'll drop a barrel on us, and we're going to play Pong. If it hits the bomb, we got blown up. And then we just start over. For some reason, Larry has a tennis racket. He probably stole it from his dad's sporting equipment. And this is a fairly easy thing. We just need to bounce it back a few times. And then that will open the way forward as he runs away. Larry is the final Koopaling. And once we defeat him, maybe we'll be able to go into Bowletta proper. But for the time being, it's time to fight the last Koopaling, Larry Koopa, with a timer, a reflection of Iggy Koopa. It was the same way in Super Mario World. Now, he might actually do something here. Oh, we got hit by a fireball, and we didn't get to see the special thing he does. Now, this guy, his mohawk is so powerful, it's the source of his power. In fact, that is what we are attacking directly. We are attacking Larry's hair. He also gives us a 1-up mushroom like a cheap jerk. Larry is believed to be the youngest of the Koopalings. He will also play tennis with us. Because he was in control of the first world in Mario. Ooh, that did a lot of damage. And I didn't knock it back. I feel bad. He was believed to be the youngest of the Koopalings because he was in charge of the first land in charge of Grassland. Who names their kingdom Grassland? Yeah, he's believed to be the youngest because he was in charge of the first world, whereas in Super Mario World, he was kept closest to Bowser's castle. So that was interesting in that game. There we go, that's how you hit him. That's how you do it. But like the other Koopalings, he's not particularly tough, and he might actually be the easiest of the last 3, I think. So maybe we'll try and finish off the Koopalings with a good, nice hit. I forget who this guy is based off of. In the cartoon show, he was Cheatsy Koopa, and he was known for being sneaky, lying, and cheating, and he had a much different design than what he has here. He was actually kind of disgusting looking. However, that won't kill him. That super move, our Spirit Bomb, will not work, and we will not be able to reflect that back at Mario. Or not at Mario, at Larry. Larry! Larry! No, there's no more Popple. Although, interestingly, I did see a trailer for the new Mario and Luigi game where Popple was featured in one of the battles. So, he's back! Yay! But we're not talking about him, we're talking about the Koopalings. The Koopalings would disappear for a little while after this, actually. And it was a little sad to see them go again. And that hit me again! Well, I guess I'm not going to be able to bounce that back in a really cool fashion, but yeah. They would disappear for a few years again after this game was done. And it looked like they were going to appear in Super Princess Peach, but they were edited out for normal bosses at the last minute. Meanwhile, oh god, it's down to 3. We need to finish this up. Can we finish off on this move? No! You know what? Forget it. I'm done. I'm done here. That's it. You're out of here, Larry. And that finishes off the Koopalings. We don't level up from it, though, so that's kind of sad. I was hoping to level up off of the Koopalings for the last thing, but I digress. Anyway, the Koopalings were a very nice appearance to see in Superstar Saga, because we hadn't seen them for about 12 years. This doesn't concern you, Magic Koopas. It was nice to see them after all that time, and beyond that, I'm actually going to go back and fight them. I only did that in hopes of leveling up in a little bit, but anyway. That wraps up the Koopalings. It was nice to see them after 12 years of absence, and then they would disappear again, I do believe, until New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I think was another 5 years away? Another 4 or 5 years? But in any case, by hitting these 2 blocks and healing up with some Super Nuts, before we head up onto that normal path, because now that we've come to this save block, which will save us in the lava passage, I do believe it will be called. Now that we've taken care of the Koopalings, we will proceed forward and maybe defeat Cackletta in the next episode. That's right! Next episode might be the finale. And if you want to see it, then I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!